Hi, and welcome to HydroApps. Today I'm going to take you through a view of what our Lifeguard Manager, or as we've recently been rebranding it as, our Staff Manager Module looks like, what you would expect if you begin to use this for your own organization. So to start first, a quick overview of HydroApps if you're unfamiliar. HydroApps is an a la carte system of digital software that you're able to buy a la carte components of the site and use them as it best fits your organization. The staff module is based on how many users you have, and the breakdown of that is if it's seasonal or if it's year-round staff, and you pay per user in the system itself. The other thing to note when it comes to HydroApps is that you are able to restrict access to different people in the software, which means that you're able to have your middle managers be able to do things like audits and track certifications, track schedules if you're using schedule module, and other types of information, but then also gatekeep certain information. So your frontline staff, whether that's lifeguards, concessions team members, or some instructors, are able to input different types of data like filling out forms, filling out checklists, and filling out things like pool tests. So to get started through this module, there's three main components that the Staff Manager module has. The first one is tracking certifications. So in our admin screen, if we toggle over to our users, we're able to log in here and click into the certification tab to see how we can manage certifications. The great thing about HydroApps is that you're able to track any type of certification. You can create certifications that are internal, so ones that you might track internally, like pre-service trainings that would help you be in alignment with the Model Aquatic Health Code standards, or things like sexual harassment that might need to be done through your agency. But you also can track certifications that are through certification bodies, like through the Red Cross or StarGuard Elite, be able to track those certifications as well. You'll add in the different type of certifications, and then from here, be able to decide if they expire and be able to edit these as you've added them in so that you're able to keep track of those. You're also able to pull reports and add in reminders for different certifications. So if you wish to send yourself as an administrator or a middle manager notification when reminders need to be sent to yourself that expiration is nearing for different types of certifications, you can do that here. You also can send these notifications to team members so they're able to stay up to date on when their certifications will be nearing expiration as well. We know that sometimes these standards change, so you're able to disable or enable and delete these out and add new ones as well. You're also able to do a bulk upload for these certifications. So when you run those recertification classes or brand new certification classes or your pre-season trainings and you're wanting to add all that stuff in, you can do that at one time here with our bulk certification upload wizard. The last piece here before we move on to look at a couple other areas is the in-service training plan component. So in order to stay in alignment with the Model Aquatic Health Code, you'll want to make sure that you have your annual in-service training plan uploaded here as well. And this does come with the Staff Manager module. We want to make sure that you have that in one place so that you're able to keep track of that. So aside from certification tracking for each of your staff members, you're also able to do two other things with this particular module. The first one is track in services. And then after that, we have tracking of audits and performance and skill checks of your guards. So the second part here in services, we're going to jump in right away. So there are two different ways that you can utilize this specific in-service tracking form. And you can either set an upcoming certification. So this is a great thing to do if you have an off season or if you're loading your trainings for an upcoming season, and you're able to create when you want to set these, create a record for it, and then be able to go back in and design out what this agenda and this description looks like. This is really helpful if you are going to be serving as the person who's creating the agenda, but you might not be the one who's going to actually run the agenda. You also can just create a start new agenda. So if your team is expected to open this up and populate it themselves, they can do that on site, or they can open one that's already been started. From here, they're going to pick when the training is, they're going to log the time, and that's going to help us track the total amount of in-service hours and make sure that there's alignment here with what that industry standard is. We're going to be able to make sure that we put the description of the in-service, so to be in alignment with the Model Aquatic Health Code, the name of the attendees, the content, the date of the training, and the name of the trainer. They're going to be able to pull in the people who are running the training, so your lifeguard instructors or your managers, and also capture their signatures as they are starting the in-service. You can preload people's names into the software, or you can have them search for their name and pull their name forward from the software itself. You are going to want to capture signatures, so you can either preload this with folks who will be attending that in-service, or they can find their name and then sign it to stay in accordance with the Model Aquatic Health Code. If you ever have some people visit your training, maybe you have auditors or you have people from other parts of your organization, or you have some emergency response personnel who come and help you conduct those trainings, you can also type their names in plain text, like so. From here, you're also going to want to describe what type of in-service it is, the things that you cover. This is, again, going to help you be in alignment with what those standards are. And you'll put in details and also select the equipment that is used. You can add any additional information here that you need to. You can put another in-service if you're running 2 at one time. We see a lot of folks do a and a B version of training, and each one's 2 hours. And so this would work really well if that's how you do that part of your in-service. And then lastly, whoever is going to be the one to submit this can sign and date and then submit it for record. So once this form is filled out, we want to make sure that you're able to use it actively. So there's 2 different report tabs that we want to show you. The first one's this in-service report tab. This is going to allow you to drill down based on the location, the dates, and then also the different types of training that you are doing and the different types of equipment that you're using. All of our reports are able to come out as a PDF or an Excel document, and you can also view the in-service report here and see that stuff at a glance. You're also able to make any edits that you need to. So if you want to reopen these, you can complete them and close out of them again in case you need to make any edits to those. This is really great for data collection, to be able to see when you're using different type of equipment. I can tell here that it looks like I need to be using some more equipment in my trainings, and I may maybe make some adjustments to the type of in-services that we're running as well. The other thing that's really great here is that there is a log where you're able to see when people are attending in-service. So you're able to go through based on the different facilities and filter down by months, and you're able to see a populated list of who's attended in-services in that period, so that you're able to follow up with them if they have missed their training, or if you know how many hours they need to make up for the next portion of your upcoming trainings. I didn't mention it earlier, but certification tracker is also here. You can search by cert, you can filter by name, or you can filter by facility, so that you're able to see here all certifications, who has those certifications at a glance as well, and manage that and pull that out as an Excel spreadsheet as part of your ongoing tasks. Okay, let's look at the final piece. So I did mention that we have audits and we have performance evaluations. And so let's take a look at what we're talking about here. We have 5 different types of forms that are built into the HydroApps software. These were designed with industry best standard. And if you're not currently using some type of audit or performance evaluation process, this is a really great out-of-the-box way to start utilizing these skills and drills and evaluations and testing and observations right away. The first one's an internal evaluation. So as you open this, you're going to find your team member, put their name in, populate the date, put the time in, and begin to do an internal observation. So asking questions about what's going on in their zone. You can take a photo of the zone. You can take a picture of the zone chart. And then from here, you're able to decide where this is happening. If I'm wanting to make sure that we're really finding and including information that helps us best decide how rescue ready our team are, then we're going to want to be really specific about where it's happening on the pool deck and what guard stand we're talking about. You can also attach videos here by opening this up and grabbing some short videos of rotations, of scanning, so you can coach your team members on this. You're also going to do your quick check, so checking yes or no with comments or not applicable, and then you'll be able to associate a pass or a fail grade, put any comments, and capture signatures here. The second type of evaluation that we have is an internal scale evaluation. Here, you're going to fill it out in a similar way. You're able to put the date and the information, the time of when this is happening. You're able to upload a video, and then you're able to put in what type of scenario is going on. So based on the answers that you give, the answer responses will be dynamic, and they'll populate differently based on what answers we have. And then from here, I'm able to go through and test my team members based on this best practice here of this internal skill evaluation. The live recognition drill is going to be a standard drill of figuring out if our team can notice if there is an object that they need to respond to. So again, I can ask them some questions here. I can pick my zone. I can take photos. I can put what my test object is here, so that way I have that information in my reporting. And then I can pick how long it takes them to respond and the results. I've got two more forms here. So zone testing is this next one. This is going to be testing that they can see everything in their zones. And from here, I'm able to mark what's going on in the zones. I can click the different areas. Again, I can take photos and then document the responsiveness of my team member as they are completing this audit. The last one here is an external audit. So if you're currently being externally audited, you can use this if you'd like as well. And this is going to just track what's going on for the external audit, what they're observing, the different skills that they're observing, comments, and then you can also upload documentation. So if a third party is doing the audit, you'd also be able to upload their documentation here. So this is how you input the data on the Staff Manager module, but the way that you're going to want to actually interpret your data is going over to your audit report tabs under reports. And you'll be able to see here your entire team is going to populate here everybody's name, and you're going to be able to scan across the top and see their first, last name, their last in-service attended, and then the different audits and certifications. So if their certification is valid or not valid, you're going to be able to open this up and you'll see a color change. If it's not valid, you're going to be able to scan across and see who has been audited recently, where you need to focus your efforts, and this will help you be able to find that information quickly. You're also going to be able to go over to the audit summary and be able to pull all of those different types of audits that have taken place. You can go back in the past and be able to see all of the different audits. And then as you begin to fill out more and more data and information, you're going to see these lists really jump with that different data that you're able to start to interpret. On your Insights tab, when it comes to staff, you're going to be able to manage your cards. And if you have the staff module, you're going to have 5 insight cards. So you're going to have your audit types completed, your audit question pass-fail rate, your audit score averages, your in-service skill and equipment use, and then your in-service attendance. So you can see here, I have each of these populating. I'm able to toggle through and see how this data changes as I manipulate it from a pie graph to a bar graph. I can see today, 30 days out, and I can break this down into my different facilities. I can see that we're doing really well with the internal skill evaluation, but it does look like we need to be distributing our evaluations a little bit more on the live recognition side and the zone testing side. The same is true for your audit pass-fail rate. So I can see here in 30 days, I have had all passes. I can do it as a percentage or as a number, and again, manipulate this data so that I'm able to keep track of this. On the in-service skill and equipment use, you're able to see the information by skill and then by equipment. This is going to pull in the information based on you filling out that in-service document. You can see here that as I toggle back and forth, I'm getting a different view of what's going on across 30 days versus today. You can see today's much more diverse, but it does look like we've been spending a lot of time on certain equipment. The last two here, your audit scores, you're able to toggle this through different types. You're able to also track your attendance by numbers and percentages. So you can see who's attending versus who's not attending and be able to use this to make some different decisions. On the front line, your team's going to see access on their screen to anything that you give them access to. So most of the time, they're going to be able to have access to things that pertain to them, like audit completions, certifications. But unless you give them permission to fill out those forms on behalf of other people, they won't be able to fill out those forms. We'd love to see what questions have come up for you as you've gone through the staff evaluate or the staff module, the staff management module with us. So feel free to reach out if you have any questions. You can reach us at support@hydroapps.com. And you also can view our other demo videos on demand by going to our website, hydroapps.com. Thanks and have a great day.